Oh, so it's pretty hot out tonight. It's in the high 70s and 80s all around the Bay Area, and even a high 80s to 191 degrees near Sacramento, California here in the US. Yes, it's May 1st and it is just hot, hot, hot here in the Bay Area and other parts of California and the rest of the US. Today on May Day in the District of Columbia, some of you may think that's Washington, D.C. here in the US, the capital. They had May Day rallies, protests against the silencing of climate science and the taking down of environmental information on the EPA's website, to a day without immigrants here in the U.S. Let's just go over the board and take a look at all the stuff that's going on today. So here in the California area, we have a mountain range called the Sierra Nevadas, and the northern Sierra Nevadas saw record snowpack this year. But because of the tremendous heat wave we're having here in California, the snow melt is incredible. They're expecting rivers to overfill their banks, and they're putting the warnings out now that the Sierra Nevada is melting, and very quickly. The heat spell is expecting to last for at least a week here in the California area, with temperatures in 80s and 90s and low 100s. But across India, the country of India, the heat is in the danger zone from 104 degrees Fahrenheit or 40 degrees Celsius, and some places it will exceed 110 degrees Fahrenheit or 43 degrees Celsius, and in New Delhi it'll be 110 to 115 degrees, and their low temperatures are in the 90s and the 80s. Very early in the morning it gets down to 80s. So far 4,600 people are dead in India from this heat wave alone. That was all in April. Have you ever heard of April having heat waves in April? Where 4,600 people get killed? Well, it's not just in India where people are getting killed. Here in the US, 14 are dead after a series of flash floods, tornadoes, and high winds and electric storms caused 14 to die throughout the US. Another thing I wanted to talk to you about today was the incredible CO2 counts that we're seeing. This year, it's 409.92 on April 30th. On that same date last year, it was 407.67. We're seeing spikes in CO2. I can't imagine what's happening in methane, especially since there's a heat wave starting up in the Arctic. Now, one other thing I wanted to talk to you about today was there was a discussion on the last video, and Mark J. happened to mention that he works or is part of the Innocence Project, which was able to save 359 prisoners. They were proven innocent through DNA. What an excellent project this is to look after prisoners. Thank you, Mark. I really appreciate that. So I appreciate all the people that took part in May Day rallies throughout the world to trying to improve life here on Earth in the working conditions, in the environmental conditions. Quite a day. A lot of heat around the world. I can't imagine what June, July, and August is going to be like. With lots of heat comes lots of bad air. Around the world. I know here in California it should be nice and cool and foggy and drizzly and cold, but I suspect in other parts of the world we're in trouble. So I certainly appreciate the discussion on the last video. And you would go to that video to find the full comment that Mark left. Good conversation on our videos. Well worth going and having a look. Go have a glance at the sheet of comments. So I definitely appreciate all the comments and the ups and the downs and the new subscribers. And until next time.